is Ruel's Running Podcast, a podcast about running, health, family, play, and an NSNG lifestyle. And now, here's your host, Ruel.
Excuse me as I rock on. That's Went Away by Dorothy Lane. Dorothy Lane out of Martinez, California. That's out of the Cut and Dry album. Check them out at dorothylanemusic.com. Yeah. Hey guys, it's Ruel. How's it going? This is Ruel's Running Podcast, and I am your host, Ruel Abadam, coming at you, streaming, not live, asynchronous, if you will, on demand. And I just wanted to sit down and have a bit of a chat. I had some time, and I figured let's just turn on the mic and do a little podcast. Yeah. What's going on? And I hope everything's going well with you guys. Man, it's pretty busy. It's so busy that it's kind of good, but it's so busy that it's not. And let me explain. It's so busy that I don't have time to think so much about the upcoming run that I have. And this is actually the day before a race, and it's not a race against others. It's a race against myself. I forget exactly how much time I have, but the race is the Ohlone 50K, and it's and as it's described or named, it's a 50K event, and it's going to be a challenge for me because there's two cutoffs that I have to meet. One is at 9 miles, one is at 12 miles. And I've talked about it before. So, things have been pretty hectic, and I try not to just sit down and dwell on the task. It is what it is as far as my conditioning. It is what it is as far as my health and whatever fitness I may have. And at this point, I'm just trying to not be stupid to cause some weird injury and make it worse than it needs to be, because it's gonna suck. Right? It's not natural. I mean, I'm really a novice, right? And there's a lot of fast, accomplished veterans, in the sport of ultra running, and I'm just trying to get my groove, figure things out. When I started, I figured, nutritionally, I think I got it down. But what good is having your nutrition down if you just physically, can't turn your wheels to get going, right? At the way you want to. When I started out doing these events last year, it was great. Get my toe into the pool of the community, if you will. That sounds disgusting, but I had no idea what I was getting into. Leading up to that, folks who follow the podcast for quite a while knew that I've just been that recreational guy that wants to cover whatever distance can fit in his schedule, and that's and it's not in the form of an event. It hadn't been in the form of an event. Just step out of my front door and pick a direction and do an out and back. The most that I've ever done is, 40 miles or something, right? And, and I just took my sweet time to do it. Now, in these events, there's a clock to beat. Otherwise, you're done, right? I'm still trying to figure that out, So basically, by sitting here talking about it, even though I've talked about it before, I'm concerned, right? Last year, the first 50K event I signed up for, I beat cutoff and was the dead last finisher by 8 minutes or something like that, right? Then the second event that I signed up for, I didn't beat a cutoff at a 9-mile point and had to fail over to a half marathon distance and just like coasted it, made some friends along the way, but I didn't finish the distance. Then the third and final event for last year, it was a struggle. I was up with I was back there with the sweepers, right, and the cows that almost assaulted me, and but I wasn't gonna give up. I had that last bit of energy at after like, I don't know, 20 miles or something, that figured I'm just gonna go. I may not meet the cutoff, but I'm gonna complete the course. And that would have happened in my heart, but course markings, not paying attention, I don't know what it was. I got off course and probably only covered about 26, 27 miles and just like called it a day. So, those were 3 events last year. One success, skin of my teeth. One, fail over to a shorter distance. One, and then the other, just my heart was there, but it just didn't happen. Didn't cover the distance because, logistics. So here we are this year. I have intentions of doing 3 events. Did one earlier in the year, and I missed cutoff. I think I've said I missed it by 10 minutes, but I think it was more like, 5 minutes or 6 minutes or something. But I did cover the distance. I did cover the course. So to me, that's what's awesome. That's what's most important. But, the reason for not doing as well as I think I can do is I've been struggling with mechanical stuff. I've been struggling with my legs, and I've been trying to do stuff to, minimize that reoccurrence. Unfortunately, it's taken over a year for me to figure that out, but we'll see. And the challenge is the we'll see, which is essentially me saying the test. The test is on a course that I've never run before, and I can only imagine how difficult it'll be and whether or not my perception and reality fit. I'll find out. In the meantime, hope that I've done enough sort of therapy to minimize that stuff. Gotten the aid of, gonna try to leverage the aid of some trekking poles to see if I could, spread some load. I don't know. So I'm trying to figure stuff out. And it's good. It's a good thing because as much as I want to feel like I've done well, and, for me, doing well is essentially completing the event before the cutoffs and, maybe... for me to say faster than I've ever done doesn't mean a thing because I've never covered this course before. So however I end up doing it will be essentially a PR, right? It's kind of stupid for me to compare whatever I'm going to do here with another course because the course is going to be completely different. At any rate, yeah, man. So today is a Saturday, and I spent the day with the family. Took the kids to swim and a swim class. They finished a session there. They did well. And then took the family over to a place called Gilroy Gardens. It's a theme park. And it's something that we have passes for, so we get to go regularly for the year. It's a tax write-off when you get the annual pass or whatever. So it's neat. It's kind of there's a carnival element without the disgusting carnival vibe. They've got a water slide and some kiddie pools and a train and rides. And it's awesome. And it's like smack dab in the middle of Gilroy where there's a lot of trees. It's you feel nature when you're around there, but you also get the fun of a theme park. And it isn't pricey. So if you're ever in Gilroy and you know, whether you have kids or not, check it out. You know, wouldn't hurt. It's not expensive like a Disneyland is. But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm at. The event, I'm pretty excited. It's a point-to-point event. What it means is you start off on one point and you finish somewhere else. It's not an out and back or a series of loops. So this is a situation where we as runners and participants have to park at the finish, and then a shuttle will take us like a half hour away to the start, and we basically have to run to our vehicles. Sounds awesome. I'm excited, and you know, if things go well, I'll get to that finish line, you know, when there's still people there, and I'll be happy. And if I'm there and I can meet up with some other runners and sort of catch up, that'll be great too. Hope to meet new friends, maybe catch up with some old acquaintances and whatnot. I think that'll be awesome. Yeah, awesome, right? And in the meantime, chicken fried rice, salt and pepper chicken wings, honey walnut prawns, and General's chicken. 4 items on order for takeout at a nearby Chinese restaurant. They're pretty awesome. They're, you know, and by the time you hear this episode, you would have heard a previous episode, me describing a hallway and a bathroom, but no, not the cart of ingredients, because that was at a different restaurant. But this one, conditions apply. It's like a sweepstake. Condition applies. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm gonna have to listen to the previous episode. Yeah. Hear that? I'm still, whatever reason, allergies or something, just something's producing, you know, keeping, like there's a phlegm alien like lodged in my esophagus or in my upper respiratory tract or something. It's living there. I'm the host. And this phlegm alien is just kind of like waiting for the right moment to, you know, it's incubating. It's just waiting for that next time that, you know, when I need to be at my best, it's going to wreak havoc on my body. It's going to suck the life out of me. Stupid. So I'm waiting for takeout, and that's why I have this time to chat with you guys, because I miss you guys. Gosh darn it. I miss you guys. Yeah. What are we doing? I guess I'll say, I don't know where it's going to be by the time this episode airs. You know, I've been doing my darndest to promote and push Fat, a documentary for Vinnie Tortorich and the NSNG crew. Vinnie Tortorich and Peter Pardini have been raising. It's been less than 2 weeks at this recording, trying to raise funds via an Indigo campaign so that they can make a movie. Their goal is to raise $150,000, and a day or two ago, the thing cracked 50% of the goal, which is awesome. You know, I'm trying to help where I can, and just recently, you know, the whole idea is make it a grassroots effort. Folks within the NSNG community, whether within the Facebook group or just folks who know about Vinnie Tortorich and NSNG outside of the group, you know, all over the world or whatever, you know, just, you know, drop some dough to the campaign to help its funding goals. Grassroots effort, you know. So basically, guys like me, you know, we're not like officially named as, you know, part of the Indiegogo team or whatever. Who cares? I don't care, right? But that doesn't mean I can't help. That doesn't mean, you know, I can't make an impact. You know, what's in it for me? Nothing, right? Helping a friend out. That's the way I see it. If there's anything that I can do, I'll do. And I try to tell that to my friends. I try to tell that to Vinnie, you know, friends within the group, Lonnie, you know, anybody, right? If there's something that I am capable of doing for somebody, essentially saying if I can do it, and not just being capable, but if it fits in my schedule, if it fits in my timeline, finances or whatever, if I can do it, all those things in consideration, obviously I can do it and I'll do it. You know, the only thing that would stop me at that point is me. So there shouldn't be a reason other than me just saying, I don't like you, I think you're an asshole, I'm not going to do it for you. But, you know, it hasn't come to that. You know, whatever I can do, if I can do, I will do. And so far what I can do is just freaking, hey guys, a reminder, you know, hey guys, try and generate a reminder, maybe something funny, I don't know, maybe something inspiring, I don't know, and just share. And, you know, I've got a shit ton of social media accounts for whatever reason, you know, and I don't have a big following, I just have a lot of accounts. I'm like an account whore. So I'll go on this account and I'll share and I'll repost and I'll tweet and I'll retweet. I'll get on the next one, you know, then I'll post and share and retweet. I'll just kind of create this buzz within whatever I have access to. And then I'll go over to the group and say, hey, anybody game for being a social backer for the movie, for the campaign, the Indiegogo campaign, for the documentary. You know, if anybody's interested, let's just say I'm looking for a good dirty dozen of you guys to help, you know, join in. You know, I'll set up a guide, and if you're interested, let me know. I'm not going to just blast out some sort of social media guide out in the open and just hope that somebody bites, because, no, you know, I'm not going to be able to know if it was even worth my time. So I'm like, hey, if anybody's interested, let me know and I'll send you info, you know. And what's pretty awesome is there's like 6, 7, I don't know, you know, folks that are like, yeah, hit me up and I'll send me the info. And I'm like, okay, I can't track what they do, and I'm not going to be a pain in the ass and say, don't forget. It's like, this is the info. It should get you off and running. If you have any questions, let me know, that kind of stuff. And then aside from that 6 or 7 that's in that sort of, I call them the black ops of the social backers, because I don't, you know, it's not like official, right? It's just like underground ninja stuff. So in addition to those guys, you know, I'm like just kind of going on with a flurry of activity that I got on my side. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's, again, whatever I can do, if I can do, I'll do. That's all I can do. And today, you know, one of the guys in the group, we'll call him Craig, because he might have been born with that name. He's generating a small buzz about, hey, what if I made a mug that said, don't fuck up, right? Because some folks have that attitude about how they adopt a lifestyle. They don't want to fuck up because they've come a long way. They've made a lot of successes. They've improved their health. They've improved their life, you know. So why would they want to fuck it up? Don't fuck up, you know. And that sort of quote resonates with others in the group. And they're like, shit, if that was on a mug, I'll buy it. So Craig's like, he threw me out there and he's like, oh, maybe I can get Ruel to participate. I'm like, again, if I can do what I can do and I can do, I'll do. But in the realm of the group, it's got to be like, okay, I got to let folks know so this doesn't come off like self-promotion, selfish and stuff. So, you know, in the end, it's sort of like, yeah, you know, this is going to be one of those things. If there's a buzz, and it's in the name of raising funds for the movie, you know, and there's completely no self-promotion, make it happen, you know. You know, I shared the idea with Vinnie and the rest of the admins, Lonnie, Mark, Becca. You know, everyone's like understands what's going on. Vinny's like, yeah, that's fine. And it's shoot. Okay, so, you know, I did my part for Craig, threw him a couple of graphics, and then it's really up to him. And by the time this thing's out there, hopefully that really happened and folks are sipping on their coffee in a mug that says "Don't fuck up." 2 versions, one that explicitly spells out the word fuck, and then the other one that kind of tries to obscure the spelling by throwing in a couple of symbols, you know, like a hashtag and a %. So we'll see. We shall see. Anyways, I'll pick up where I left off. I gotta go pick up my Chinese food.
Thanks for listening to Ruel's Running Podcast with Ruel. If you like what you just heard, share it with your friends and your enemies. Also, be sure to check out the site over at ruelsrunning.com. This has been another Coffee with Heavy Cream production. Join us next time for another silly show of Ruel's Running Podcast.